So today is your first session for building your own brand in terms of having your own logo, your own customer identified, and then your own brand, and then your mood board. So I know it's kind of a lot in terms of what to do. So you will need to develop your own logo and you need to identify your own customer. And then after that, we will develop a mood board for spring, summer. So we will start with the spring, summer, and then we will move on to the fall, winter later. So first thing that you will need to do is the logo development. So first one will be your logo development. So, it can be just black and white in terms of the drawing in Illustrator, or you can combine with the Photoshop to add some layer effect or color combination, or adding some texture or some dimensional look. So this is Illustrator to show you some review of the tools that we learn. So again, you don't need to follow, but I just gonna have the quick preview of the one that in terms of the tools that we learn. So again, for your own logo, many of you may use your own name or your initial or nickname, or you just create a completely new one. So in my case, I may use my initial. And then V tool, you can make it bigger. And then I may do right click and create outline. And then I may select whole thing and then ungroup. And then I may try to put things close together. And then since I did the create outline with A, I can make some my own fonts, and then plus A, and then I haven't show you the smooth tool, simplify tool. So, simplify, and you can actually do you see the little change? So if you don't want it to have a little bit like stiff one, you can make less points, which means it's going to be smoother. If you want increase the point, then you will have a little bit more curve like that. Okay? So I just wanted to make a little bit simplify, right click. And then I still doesn't like this one here. Hey. Then what we're going to do is I will add some, actually I want curve here. So I click the curve, and then I may, yes, okay. Then what I need to do is I downloaded some kind of the gold medal as my texture. So I will move this one. So I just got this image from website to add my texture in terms of the color. So I'm going to use clipping mask to apply this texture to my logo that I got here. But since I did, create gradient, I need to actually make this one as a compound object. So I use the pathfinder. So now this is combined, and then I may make a size adjustment in terms of the size. So it should be the bigger than my logo, and then my logo should be on top. So I go to arrange and then bring to front, and then I will select this together, and then right click and then make a clipping mask. So now my logo has some gold effect. So after I have this logo, actually I should keep the original in terms of the black and white. So Control C, Control V, because I want not to kind of present several variations. And then I will do the clipping mask. So I have some variation in terms of the just showing lines, and then I have some texture applied. So next step is going to be having some my own customer board, which I going to present my brand logo here, and then I will put some images in terms of the representing my customers in terms of their lifestyle or the things that they like. Okay, so you might need to find some images that represent your customers, activities or lifestyle or fashion they like. So to make my customer / my brand identity board, so you can actually make two boards, like in terms of the explain about your brand identity, or and then you have your own customer board just to explain about your customer. But I'm going to actually kind of combine your brand identity and then have some customer images in terms of their lifestyle, what they like. Okay, so the brand that I'm making is more likely urban and middle-aged and then sophisticated, those kind of targeting that I'm doing. So I got some pottery leaves and some fashion images and then some interior design images. So after using the move tool, I will rearrange these images. Okay. So I rearrange and then make different sizes with the Control T free transform tool, and then relocate my images to make some layouts. And then I will move the two logo that I got developed from the Illustrator. And then Control B, small object, and then OK. I think I should move separately. I will actually destroy this, and then you need to copy and paste each logo. Otherwise, you cannot really. I mean, you can do that, but it's hard to make a location. I mean, different layouts. So I will move this one until I like. Oops. And then just keep going opposite direction. And I will do the rasterize layer. And then I will put somewhere here. I will add more descriptions, and then do this, Control C, and then coming to the Photoshop, and then small object, and then move, and then right click, rasterize layer. Okay, so now I kind of replace my logos here and there, and then adjust the size. And then I found one more images that I think I wanted to use as a background. So I will move with V, move tool, and then I will close. And I want these layers as a bottom, so this one that I recently found was as a bottom. So I will actually bring this one all the way down. So it goes on the bottom layer, okay? And then Control T as a free transform. And then I will make as kind of here, like that. And then You can use a layer, add layer mask to do the gradient to make a little bit blurry, or you can simply reduce the opacity here to make a little bit mild, like that, okay? And then I will add some descriptions about my brand. So I will use type tool to type, but before that I actually wanted to make a kind of the square line on here. So let's find the layer. Okay, so you will need to select correct layer, and then elliptical tool, rectangular marquee tool actually to select the area, and then I will show you how you can add stroke. So go to image, adjustment, and then edit, edit, and then you will need to go stroke. So go to edit and then stroke, and then you can actually pick the colors. So I will pick the color of this a little bit brighter. Yeah, and then you can actually decide the thickness. So 1 inch is, I think, is about to be like that. Or, again, you can add those rectangle line in the Illustrator too. Control D. So I just draw a box around my logo has black and white with a kind of yellow, white. And then I will add some letters. So type tool. And then you need to make sure where you're gonna put the those kind of descriptions. So actually I wanted to use this layer to add some description. So I will type here. Okay, and then I made this change the color to a little bit of the greenish blue, gray blue kind of color. Okay, and then I will type maybe modern, because I think that's why my brand is about. And then I will actually maybe change some fonts to make my mood boards a little bit, modern, really modern. Okay, so something like that. Oops, I missed a spot. And then I also added my second word here, and then I go to the type and character. I click this button because I want my type is a little bit smaller and then a little bit more spread out. So do you see? You can actually make more space between, letters. And then I changed my font to more spread out. So I put a little bit of a word here. I also find my pattern that I wanted to include to here. So V, and then I move. And it's on top of everything. So what I wanted to do is actually I wanted to draw a small circle here, and then wanted to like place this. So what I'm going to do, I will maybe adjust the size a little bit because I think it's a little too big for me. So I do the Control T, and then I will draw elliptic marquee tool. And then I told you, if you hold your Shift key, you can make a perfect circle. So I found the location. And then actually I wanted to delete outside, not the inside. So you will need to go select and then inverse, this delete, and then here, and then I may do the inverse again because I wanted to select inverse. I wanted to do, so I changed the move tool, and then what I wanted to do is adding a stroke. Okay, so go edit, and then you can do stroke, and then this time I want my color to be kind of white, actually white, and then I want really thick, so maybe 20, and then actually at the inside or center, outside. Okay. Actually, I want thicker than this, so I may do Ctrl Z, and then Ctrl Z, and then go to edit, stroke, and then I will do 30, and then select. Okay. So I want this to be a little bit more here, like this, and I think I can make a little bit smaller. Okay, enter. Okay, so I almost done. What I'm going to do last is going to be adding the description here, and then make sure you select these layers, okay, to put the word over there. So I mean, whenever you add the type, it will create a new layers, but if you want to, you can merge down. You can merge down. So where is it? So if you click the hamburger here, then you will find the merge layers, and then you can do the merge down. So I mean, I'm not going to do that for just in case if I don't want to, if I wanted to make changes in terms of the placement, but for some of you like to, you know, like having layer management in terms of having fewer layers, you might do that. Okay. So I will use T tool, type tool, and then I will actually pick the color first. I want dark green, dark gray, a little bit darker than I selected. And then I will put here, oops, I may delete this. Okay. Oops. I think I select, instead of clicking, I just select. So live, design for modern point of view. So I just gonna put some kind of the statement. Oops. You need to make sure the type tool that you got. And then I will actually reduce the, so I will click this and then I will reduce the to 0. So you kind of close together. And then I wanted to have my font a little bit more handwritten. So I think I can do this. Okay, so I just added a few more words in terms of the description of my brand. So this is all. I may have a little bit more of addition in terms of the color or pattern maybe here, but this is the what I'm looking for in terms of the what you submit. So I want you to have your own logo developed, and then maybe few images that can represent your brand or your customers. And then you may add some description in terms of the identity, your brand identity, or if you have a little bit of the design, kind of the philosophy, then you may include there. And then you save as save to the brand one, customer, and PSD, and then this is one of the files that you will need to submit. Okay, so now I move on my mood board. So the theme of my mood board is going to be Asian soul. So I just collected some images that showing some Asian, images at the same time, having some futuristic images. So I wanted to kind of combine, very extreme kind of the themes kind of together with the vivid color combination. So that's going to be my spring, summer theme. And again, when you do the fall, winter, the theme can be completely different, so it's a little bit different than your brand identity with the design theme. So brand identity is, like what your target market is about, your customer is about, what is your design philosophy is about. But design theme is going to be what you refer or use as inspirational sources to create your design. So they don't need to go together. It's going to be completely different. But of course, you have to consider your customers when you design, even though very extremely different images. But again, it can be whole different the board, the images that you can use for the each season. So we could like you create your trend, okay? So I got some images here, and then I will move these images into the new file that I got here. And again, whenever you open a new file, you need to make sure the resolution is going to be 300 dpi. And again, you need to be consistent in terms of the orientation. So if you use the portrait format, then you should keep doing like portrait or landscape. If you did that for the brand identity, then you need to use landscape again. So you don't need to keep rotating your orientation for different board. Okay, so I arranged the images that I got for inspirational sources in terms of the changing size and then putting things together. And then I traced with polygonal lasso tool to trace out and then delete the background for this. So what I'm going to do is actually I will add some words and then color swatches and then your brand logo. Okay, so first thing that I will do is I will type tool, and then I will type here. I think I kind of keep dragging. Click. Okay. Oops. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. Okay. Okay, so I put my logo here, and then I put some kind of the thematic kind of statement here for my mood board. And then what I will do is color swatches here. So again, you will need to think about the colors that you select here will be used again for your textile design, and then the garment design that you're gonna do, So keep in mind that the color that you select will be actually really used, okay? So to add color swatches, let's make sure you select the background layer, or you may create a new layer just for the color swatches. So if you, let's do that. So let's add, because I wanted to add the layer effect, okay? So I will add a new layer, and then all the color swatches will be on the new layer, because I wanted to do some layer effects, adding some shadow, and then adding some textures, okay? So with the rectangular marker tool, you need to create a shape. I know some of you like the circle. I may do that. So I may select the elliptical tool, and then again, if you hold your shift key, you can get the perfect circle. And I think my circle needed to be bigger. Okay. And then I'm thinking of having maybe about 5 colors to be selected. And yeah, so after you select the area, do you see this eyedropper tool here? The colors should come from your mood board, not really randomly selected. So you are thinking of lots of like brown here. It's too dark that I think. And then you use paint bucket to put, and then select your selection tool again to move. Oops. And then pick the color again. Actually, you can click the fill here, and then once the eyedropper is available, then you can pick the colors. Okay. And then with the paint bucket, fill the color, and then with the select the selection tool again, and then you may use arrow key on your keyboard to move your selection, and then let's pick. Actually, I like the one that I got before. And then with the paint bucket, yeah. Okay, so I picked my 6 colors here, and as I told you at the beginning, I wanted to do some layer effect here. So I will double click my color palette layers, and if you see the options here, there is just some not the pattern overlay, but what is that? The sorry. So you need to do outer shadow, and then not the outer shadow, drop shadow, and then I might change the color a little bit mild, and then try to do a little bit less in terms of the, so it's kind of very mild in terms of the effect. Okay, and then I will add some texture. So you can kind of control the texture in terms of the, like thickness. You need to select the texture option. So there's just some patterns in terms of the texture that you can use. So I want actually a little bit less texture, like this one for my summer, spring, summer. Let's see which one I like. Okay. And then in terms of the depth, I want it to be a little bit less. Okay. And the scale wise, I want it to be a little bit smaller too. So it's not really big, but I just wanted to have some texture, because the fabric option that I will have some texture, So I just added that. Okay. So this is my mood board, as you see here. And then, I will save as spring, summer, mood board, spring, summer, mood board, because you're going to have a totally different themes for the fall, winter. And again, the color that you select here will be used for your textile design that we will do in next class. Okay? So if you submit those 2 files, one is brand identity with your customer lifestyle kind of images as a customer board, and then second one is going to be your spring summer mood board, and again try to add your logo to be kind of cohesive layout. Okay, and then you may think about your like theme title to represent your theme. Okay.